The hospital room smelled like antiseptic and silence. Machines beeped quietly in the background, and Yoongi sat beside the bed, his fingers tightly holding Hyunmin's cold hand. "Hyunmin," Yoongi whispered, voice trembling. "It's me, Yoongi." Hyunmin's eyes slowly opened. They were blank, calm, but lost, like an empty page. He blinked at Yoongi, confusion spreading across his delicate face. "I'm sorry," Hyunmin said softly. "Do I know you?" Yoongi froze. "It's me." Yoongi tried again, his voice breaking. "Yoongi, Min Yoongi, we live together. You love black coffee and hate mornings and..." He stopped because Hyunmin's eyes stayed blank. Hyunmin only smiled politely. "You must be mistaken." And that one sentence destroyed Yoongi's entire world. The doctors had said it after the accident. A rare condition, temporary memory loss. But temporary didn't sound so hopeful anymore. It had been 3 months. 3 long months of waking up alone. 3 months of hearing Hyunmin's laughter in old videos but seeing no recognition in his eyes. 3 months of being a stranger to the love of his life. Yoongi never gave up, though. He stayed, always. Every morning, he brought Hyunmin his favorite flowers, white roses. Every night, he told him stories about two boys who loved each other. Even if Hyunmin didn't remember, Yoongi wanted him to feel it again. "Yoongi," Hyunmin said one evening, when they sat in the hospital garden. The wind was soft, carrying the scent of spring. "Why do you come here every day?" Yoongi looked at him for a moment. His heart ached at how innocent the question sounded. "Because," Yoongi said quietly, "someone once promised me that love doesn't stop just because memories do." Hyunmin smiled shyly. "That sounds beautiful." Yoongi smiled back, but there was sadness in his eyes. "It's true." Hyunmin didn't know what to say. He looked down at the flowers Yoongi had brought. His fingers traced the petals gently. Then, without realizing, he whispered, "I like white roses." Yoongi froze. He didn't tell Hyunmin, but that was his favorite. Their favorite. A small spark of hope burned in his chest. Weeks passed. Yoongi started showing Hyunmin old pictures. "Look," Yoongi said, showing a photo of them in the kitchen. Flour on their faces, laughing like fools. "That's you and me," Hyunmin giggled. "We look cute." Then, looking at Yoongi, he tilted his head. "Were we close?" Hyunmin blinked, eyes softening for a second. Something flickered in them, something familiar, but then it disappeared.
That night, Yoongi sat alone in his car outside the hospital. His hands gripped the steering wheel. His eyes were red. He screamed silently, punching the dashboard.
"How do I make you remember me, Hyunmin?" he whispered. His chest hurt so much that breathing felt impossible. But no matter how broken he felt, he never stopped coming back. One rainy afternoon, Hyunmin woke up with a headache. His nurse called Yoongi immediately. "Yoongi," Hyunmin said weakly as Yoongi rushed in, "Worried I had this weird dream. We were by the river. You were playing guitar. And I was singing." Yoongi's heart stopped. That wasn't a dream. It was real. Their first date. "Tell me more," Yoongi said softly, trying to hide the shaking in his hands. Hyunmin frowned, pressing his temple. "You looked at me and said, 'I'll never let you go,' and I laughed. You said I was bad at singing, but you liked my voice." Yoongi smiled through tears. "You remember?" "I don't know," Hyunmin said, confused. It just felt real. Yoongi reached out, gently touching Hyunmin's cheek. It was real. Hyunmin's eyes met his, searching for truth. And for the first time, something inside him stirred like his heart recognized what his mind had forgotten. Days later, Hyunmin asked Yoongi to walk with him in the hospital garden again. They walked slowly, hands brushing, silence thick between them. Yoongi, Hyunmin said softly, "You said we were close, right?" "Yeah," Yoongi replied. Hyunmin hesitated. "Then why do you look so sad every time you smile at me?" Yoongi stopped walking. His throat tightened. "Because," Yoongi whispered, "you used to make me feel like I belonged. And now I'm just trying to find my way back." Hyunmin's heart skipped a beat. His chest hurt and he didn't know why. His eyes stung. Without thinking, he reached out and took Yoongi's hand. Yoongi froze but didn't let go. They stood there in silence, under the sunset, to souls aching to be one again. That night, Hyunmin couldn't sleep. He kept seeing flashes in his head, Yoongi smiling, their laughter, the feel of his arms, then pain, a car crash, darkness. Hyunmin woke up panting, tears running down his face. And suddenly, he remembered Yoongi's voice screaming his name before. Everything went black. The next morning, Yoongi came in with coffee like always. He smiled tiredly. "Good morning, Jiminy." Hyunmin looked up, tears in his eyes. "Yoongi." Yoongi frowned. "What's wrong? Are you in pain?" Hyunmin shook his head quickly and suddenly threw his arms around Yoongi, burying his face in his chest. Yoongi froze. "Hyunmin." "I remember," Hyunmin whispered, his voice shaking. "I remember everything." Yoongi's breath hitched. His eyes widened as he pulled back just enough to see Hyunmin's face. "Say that again." Hyunmin smiled through tears. "I remember you, Yoongi. Our apartment, our fights, our nights. Our stupid coffee arguments. You never let me cook ramen because you said I'd burn the house." Yoongi laughed, tears falling freely. "You did once," Hyunmin chuckled. "I know. You yelled at me for a week." After Hyunmin's discharge, they went back home together. The apartment smelled the same lavender and coffee. Hyunmin looked around, touching the familiar furniture like seeing it for the first time. "I love you," Yoongi smiled softly. "Say it again." "I love you," Hyunmin said, louder this time, tears streaming but smiling. That night, they lay together in bed for the first time after months. The moonlight fell softly on their faces. Hyunmin traced Yoongi's tattooed arm, smiling. "I can't believe I forgot you," Hyunmin whispered. Yoongi kissed his forehead. "You never really did. Your heart remembered. Even when your mind didn't." Hyunmin chuckled, pressing closer to him. "That's cheesy." Yoongi smirked. "You love cheesy." Hyunmin laughed quietly. "Yeah, only when it's you." Yoongi turned, gently pushing Hyunmin down, his voice low. "You sure you remember everything, baby?" Hyunmin blushed hard but nodded. "Everything." "Good," Yoongi whispered, leaning down. "Then let me remind you again." Hyunmin giggled softly as Yoongi kissed him, slow and deep, like a promise kept after a storm. Months later, They stood by the same river where Hymin had once forgotten everything. The sun was setting, and Yoongi held his hand tightly. "Do you remember this place?" Yoongi asked. Hymin smiled. "You told me you'd never let me go." Yoongi smiled back, still true. They stood there quietly, watching the sky turn gold and pink. "Yoongi," Hymin said, resting his head on his shoulder. "If I ever forget again." Yoongi turned to him, serious. "You won't." "But if I do," Hymin continued, "remind me like this." Yoongi chuckled. "Like what?" Hymin grinned, with love. Yoongi leaned in, pressing a soft kiss to his lips. "Always." And this time, Hymin never forgot again. Their love didn't need memories to survive, it just needed them. Because some souls are meant to find each other, no matter how many times they're lost. And Yoongi and Hymin, they found their way back every single time. The end.